This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Potential customers are searching the web for products and services that you offer every second of every day. But are they finding you or your competitors? Search engines are a great source of traffic that can provide your business with a lifetime supply of targeted leads and loyal customers, if people can find you. For example, studies from Google show that 94% of people who do a web search will only click on a result from the first page of the search results. This makes it clear that if your website is not at least on the front page of the search engines, you'll hardly get any traffic to your website at all. But competition is stiff, and getting to the front page of the search engines today can be extremely expensive and take months, if not years, to accomplish, if you do it the old-fashioned way. The new king in town is web video, and it's your one-way ticket to the front of the search engines in the shortest amount of time possible, and for a lot less than you might think. Properly optimized videos can rank on the front page of the search engines in most cases in just days, hours, or even just minutes, depending on how competitive your market is. In the last few years, video has made a quantum leap and is set to claim 90% of web traffic in 2013. Video has become cheaper and easier to make thanks to the latest advancements in technology and infrastructure. And it's even easier for people to consume web video wherever they are, whether it be from the comfort of their home on a tablet, laptop, desktop computer, or on the go with their smartphone. There has never been, nor will there ever be, a better time for you to tap into web video and tap into a brand new supply of qualified leads and customers for your business. And that's where we come in. We specialize in web video creation and video marketing for small businesses just like you. We have many different packages available to fit any size business and budget. Contact us today for more information on how to leverage the power of web video in your business today.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Philippines Uncut. I'm your host, Pati Kunana. Now, on this show, we talk about everything in the sun. And tonight, we're going to be talking about business and technology, specifically about search engine optimization, a branch of digital marketing that can give your businesses the competitive edge in this day and age. So, joining us now is a good friend of mine who's been on the show 4 years ago.
4 years
Mr.
ago.
Sean C. He is the president of CEO Hacker. Very nice name, CEO Hacker.
Thank you, thank you.
An SEO specialized company.
Yes,
All
so
right.
yeah, we do digital marketing, but SEO is our forte.
But Sean, I have to ask you, interesting name, Hacker. Huh? How can you call the company
It's a long story.
CEO Hacker?
There's this website I was very fond of before. The name was Life Hacker.
Okay.
I thought I was very new to the term hacker as a positive indicator. So I researched a little bit more about it, and the word hacker has a positive connotation, and it means someone who likes to improve a system using code. So I said, I want to adopt that. Life Hacker during the time was very popular. So I said, okay, I'll just adopt that, start my own blog, and name it SEO Hacker. Then it stick.
So
It stuck.
nothing to do with the more notorious definition
no.
of hacker.
Not really, no.
Okay.
We don't really have websites.
Yeah. So guys, Sean is totally legit and one of the very leading guys now who's come a long way. I'm so happy you're here, Sean, because the last time
Likewise.
I had you here was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And so many things have happened really
Yeah.
in 4 years. Lalo in your field, no? Tech.
Yes.
Di ba? 4 years is they say a year or a few months is a lifetime already. 4 years is wow.
Especially in the tech industry, oh my gosh. There's
Leaps
so
and
many
bounds.
Things, so many things have changed. Google has drastically changed how they execute their algorithms now. How you can rank online now is very different.
That's very interesting, Shauna. I want to talk about later because when people use Google, like I've been using Google for 4, 5, 6 years,
Yeah.
and we users don't see the difference. No? We just
Right.
Google something comes out.
Right.
That's as much as we know about Google. But you're going to explain in a few moments what the changes behind the scenes.
Yeah,
no?
what makes it tick?
Yeah. Before we go into that, let's talk about you, Muna Sean, and your company. For those who are watching you now for the first time, tell us a bit about Sean CN, CEO Hacker,
Uh,
and how you got into business. How did you get started in not hacking, but
Right,
search
right.
engine optimization?
Right. I started out as a blogger. You know, I was writing about my faith. I'm a born again Christian. I was just writing, and I figured, oh, how much traffic am I getting? When I looked at the stat, it's very shameful. It's very depressing. Like there's only a few people reading my stuff, and I would write out my entire heart doing it. So I said, okay, how am I going to increase the traffic? I searched around, found out about SEO, applied it to my first blog, and then I figured maybe I can turn it into a business. So I started out as a one-man team and grew the business on from there. Suddenly clients would inquire, they would see me doing SEO for someone, because in the footer I would put SEO by Sean C or SEO by SEO Hacker. So people would start noticing, oh, this guy knows how to do SEO. They'll send me an email or they'll call me, and I would get to close the deal from there.
Amazing, na Sean, that you started out parang more or less it's like a self-study kind of thing.
Self-study.
Right? And
you
then you
can't find this in school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no course that you can take on
No course.
what is SEO or take BA, BS SEO?
No, not really. Most of the courses that you can find are online, and they're pretty expensive.
Yeah.
And you don't have a real live teacher. It's just video recordings or pieces of content that I put up, and then they made a course out of it. It has a certificate, but I don't think it's going to be honored in our DepEd here. But it's an online course. But I think CSB and LaSalle are trying to get into the game by actually making it a registered course. I recall CSB trying to get me to teach there before. So I think they're doing that. They're kind of developing courses for that.
Bravo, galing Sean. So when I first met you 4 years ago, you were new in the game, no? New in this business. And tell us, how is business now? How is the business doing?
Doing good.
Yeah?
I can't say it's all of me. There's a big guy up there watching out over us.
But from a one-man show, basically, one-man team, a few years ago, how big is the company today?
Today we have 30 people in-house working for the company.
Bravo.
And you could say that it's also because of the times. Internet usage has increased dramatically, not only here in the Philippines, but all over the world because of the advent of cheap mobile data and cheap smartphones. So with that, companies now want to get into the online game. They want to get a piece of that search pie that people are going into. And search is very powerful because when someone is searching for something, that person you can assume is already interested enough to purchase it, to further inquire. It's a good lead compared to someone who saw your billboard ad somewhere and is wondering what the product is or what the service is about. They're just going to inquire about what the product or service is about. But when someone is searching, they find your product, they find your company, they're most probably going to buy a lot sooner than those other people.
Yes. Hence the name search engine optimization. By the wording, it really is giving the full advantage to your business in that online search field.
Right.
No, and as you said, 4 years ago when I first interviewed you, what were you using back then? I think BlackBerry was still around.
Yeah, BlackBerry. Nokia was still a powerhouse.
Nokia was still a powerhouse.
Yeah. And iPhone was at
out of reach.
iPhone 3 version.
Yeah.
So
there was no mobile data, or there was, but it was like
Very
prohibitively
expensive.
expensive.
Yeah.
No, it was
Yeah.
crazy. It was no one was. People were buying online already, but not that much yet.
Right,
Like
right.
now, e-commerce has really gone up and up. No.
Yes, very, very much. We see Lazada, we see Zalora, and all of these other players, even up to the food industry. Food Panda, and then we have ZipMatch on the real estate. We have Carmoody on the cars, and OLX is still there. But we see that the usage, because OLX is peer-to-peer, right?
Yep.
You meet up, you pay when you meet up, whatever. But we see that Lazada is growing because people are trusting enough to actually put in their credit card or debit card and pay online.
4 years ago, nothing like this was around. No?
Nothing like this. It was in the US.
Amazon was around,
Yeah.
eBay, but here in the Philippines,
Nothing.
nothing. Yeah, wow. How about in terms of your client base? Because 4 years ago you already had clients.
Yep.
And today, do you notice that more and more people from different, like, it's not just the big players who are getting into SEO or
Yeah.
seeing the advantage of SEO. Even the smaller guys are doing it.
Yep.
Even small businesses. Do you see
even small businesses.
something like that?
I have a client now, in fact, and he's a real estate broker, which is very surprising, especially since
Yeah.
our packages are not really cheap. They're designed mostly for enterprise level clients. So getting a self-employed, not even a small business, because he's just self-employed, right? He's a real estate broker. Getting a self-employed person, that just means that SEO has gone, by leaps and bounds here in the country, because I've never had a self-employed client before. Usually they're all enterprise levels, maybe a few SMBs here and there. But yeah, that signifies that.
But more or less big players, your
players, yeah.
your clients. Now, with your techniques, would it be different approach? Let's say if your clients were big or biggish players, as opposed to, let's say, this real estate broker
Yeah.
who's up and coming, not really a big player, but as you said, he's a small player basically.
Yeah.
Would it be the same approach your company has?
Not really, no, because with a real estate broker, he's going to be happy enough to get a few hundred leads a month,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But with an enterprise level client, they're not going to be happy with a few hundred leads. They want a lot of leads, because they're also spending a lot with ATL, BTL marketing, TV ads, billboards.
Sure,
They're usually
sure.
spending a lot of money over all of these other marketing channels. So they're gonna want to. They usually, out of their subconscious, try to just see your performance and then compare it with the ATL, BTL, and you have to be at par.
Yes. Do you have any plans of focusing more, or at least a little bit more, on this market, this segment? Because there are a lot of people there, smaller players, who may
Yeah.
not be able to afford, let's say, big
Right.
digital marketing packages,
Right.
but who are interested to get into it. Are you looking into that as well?
I-
Tapping into that?
Perhaps not now. If you say the word focus is a very strong word, I wouldn't say I'm focusing on them, but I am open to dealing with more specialists somewhere along the line. But our
Okay.
focus really right now is enterprise level clients, because we believe that they have the most to gain out of our digital marketing efforts, especially because they're combining all of our digital marketing efforts with their other traditional marketing methods.
Yeah. Okay, let's define it first before we get too technical and talk about other things in SEO. Let's talk about SEO in general. Let's define it for the audience. So, search engine optimization, as a layperson, my understanding is that it makes sure that anyone searching for your business
Yep.
will see your Facebook link. I mean your
Website.
internet website link in the first maybe page or two of the
First
Google
page, definitely.
first page of Google search of the Google search
Yes.
page.
Correct. How I usually explain it to
Yeah.
people, under 5 seconds,
Go.
is we manipulate search results. That's it. That's fact. We do manipulate search results.
Now,
That's what we do.
How do you do it? How do you manipulate search results?
That's interesting. Google has pronounced that there are over 200 publicly known factors. And Google has 200 publicly known factors,
Publicly known. What's that? What are publicly known factors?
meaning they published it.
Okay.
And they said, this is how you rank, blah, 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 blah. There's 200 of them.
All right.
And each factor has 50 variations each. I'm not going to get into that. Let's just try to tackle a little bit of the 200 publicly known factors. One factor, of course, is the keyword. It has to exist in the website, otherwise there's almost no chance of you ranking.
Yeah.
Other factors are links pointing to your website from other websites that are, of course, relevant to what you're selling or what your company is about.
All right.
Other factors are site speed. Does your site load fast? Is it mobile friendly? Is it secure? Do you have SSL? Are you on HTTP or HTTPS?
Okay.
Other factors are the keywords you use repetitive, or are you using synonyms?
Okay.
Right. So those are some. There's a lot of factors that we look into. Personally,
I mean, there's 200. Wow. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
there's
a
a lot.
lot of things to consider.
correct.
Yeah.
Personally, in my company, we had picked maybe 20 to 30
Out of the 200.
out of the 200, the
Okay.
weightiest ones, and then
Okay.
we focus on them.
And when you say you focus on them, what do you do exactly? Let's say if a company approaches you and
Yeah.
says, Sean, I want my my company, my restaurant to
Right,
come on
right.
the first page of every Google search for Spanish restaurants in Manila
Right.
or Philippines, whatever.
Well, the process goes like this. We go to, so we meet the client, we look at their site, we give them an analysis. This is where you're at. And these are some of the improvements that we can do at the get-go, low-hanging fruits.
Easy things to change so that you will
Right.
rank higher.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we tell them, and these are some of the things that we believe we can do that you may not be able to do on your own. So you're going to be hiring us for these things. If these easy things you want to do on your own, that's fine. But if you want us to do them anyway, because you're getting us for the harder things, then we'll do that as well.
Yeah.
And then we proceed to rank them. Our contract guarantees you a first page ranking.
Wow.
But we're locked in for 6 months.
What do you mean?
It has a lock-in. The contract has
yeah,
a lock-in.
yeah.
And that's because we cannot tell Google, hey Google, you have to refresh now, right? You have to change. You have to check out our site. We can't really tell Google that. So I need at least 6 months of a lock-in in order for me to guarantee that your website
comes
is
out
going
on
to
the first page.
How
How fast? Let's say if I'm a company, I approach you, and you know I want my stuff to come out on the first page of Google. Hopefully, I mean on the first two or three
Right,
lines.
right.
How fast can you get me there?
The first 3 places
Yeah.
are the hardest. It's easier for me to rank you from 500 to the first page to
Yeah.
the top 10
Yeah.
compared to going to the first 3 places.
That's solid gold real estate.
extremely difficult,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
as of the timeline, I could say we usually take clients from not in top 100 to the top 10. Sometimes it's the top 9th, sometimes it's the top 5th, sometimes we're lucky enough to get to the first, second, like those are miracle times, but that's very rare. So usually we're able to do that inside the 6-month time span.
So if I get you as to work for on my company, and if I had a company and I needed to be on on the first page of Google,
Right.
you would need 6 months because it doesn't happen overnight.
It doesn't happen
So-
overnight, definitely. Because one of the factors is freshness.
All right.
And with freshness, Google wants your website to feel fresh, meaning you have to have something new from time to time. So what we do is publish 1 to 2 articles per week on each of our clients' websites. And it has to be a really good article. It cannot be something that has been spun or rewritten or paraphrased. It's something that we really research on, and my in-house writers and editors pour their heart and soul
Oh my
into.
gosh! So you only have tech guys working for you. You also have writers and
We have writers, we have designers, we have link builders who are able to communicate with other webmasters efficiently so that we can get links from their site to our site. We have like at least 4 divisions in our team.
Now, okay, 4 years ago when you first appeared in the show, you didn't have all of this, no?
No.
So it was just about playing with those factors.
Right.
But now you've gone actually deeper
Yep.
to creating content
Yes.
for your clients
Right.
to help them get on the first
Consistently and
the
at least
first
once a
page.
week.
Galing.
Yeah.
Bravo.
So we make their websites feel fresh because
Yeah.
Google, we tell Google, hey Google, come back because we have a new article. And Google would come back, crawl that article, save it to its database and say, okay,
How do you tell Google that you have a new article?
we ping them. But we can't really say if they did come back, if the Google Spider did go back. We just ping them and then hope to God that they do come back. That's it.
Wow, okay. Okay, so freshness is a big thing pala.
It is a big thing.
So if it's a site that doesn't change, then
It's a dead site.
less likely will it come out
Yeah.
on the first
Correct.
page or be given a high ranking.
Yes, correct.
Interesting. What are the other top very important stuff? Okay, there's freshness. There's
Links is very important,
okay.
but it's also very difficult. You can't just ask a webmaster, hey, Mr. Webmaster, can you give me a link? No, it doesn't work like that. Some webmasters will ask you for an article. Some webmasters will ask you for money.
Yeah.
It really depends. Or sometimes you have to point out a broken link or a broken page in that webmaster site, help the webmaster out, and then ask for a link. So there's a lot of strategies that you can do to actually get into other people's minds
Yeah.
and ask them to give you a link. So there's an entire department in my team that does that.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing.
so that's one big factor. Site
Yeah.
speed is also big, and now mobile responsiveness has become very big. Just this week,
yeah.
because Google created another index. So there's 2 search engines now inside of Google.
All right.
And they prioritized the mobile search engine. the mobile index. So now that's the primary engine. And it happened just this week.
Wow.
Just this week.
Okay.
So if your website is not mobile friendly, you can expect that you're going to be ranking down very soon.
Define mobile friendly.
Um,
What does it
Google-
mean to be mobile friendly exactly?
It means that your website is very easy to use for mobile users.
All right. Okay. Okay.
And Google finds out because if people use Google Analytics,
Yeah.
right? They have Google Analytics code installed on all their websites, and
Yeah.
that's how you know how many sessions you got, your
Yeah.
bounce rate, how much time people spent on your site per page, whatever. So Google knows if someone went into your site from a mobile phone and then just left because your mobile responsiveness is ugly, they know, and they're gonna rank you down.
You know, this whole Google. You know, I love Google. You know, I wouldn't
Likewise.
know what to do without Google in my life.
Right,
All
right.
But you know, when you talk about like this, Google knows.
Yes.
It's like this omnipotent being. No?
Oh, yeah.
that
You'd be
knows
surprised.
all, sees all. How the hell does it work? In layman's terms, let's
Right.
talk about what goes on behind before we pause for a break and get Lincoln
Sure.
to join us to talk about
Sure.
Toyota. How does that work?
Well, Google.
Layperson's terms.
The simplest way
Yeah.
that I can explain to everyone how Google works and how Google knows is what browser are you using? Are you using Chrome? Okay, 70% are using Chrome.
Guilty. All right.
Who owns Chrome?
Google.
Do you know that every click that you do in Chrome, every movement that your mouse moves, but every movement that your mouse does is recorded in a file in Chrome, and they can extract it. And what mobile browser are you using on your mobile phone? Chrome. Because it's Android.
So even your history, all that.
Even your history.
That's-
Even if you're browsing on private, Google knows.
That's
Google
scary.
knows.
That's scary.
Yes.
Okay.
That's fact.
Wait. But how has Google changed in 4 years since we last talked?
Google has been able to increase their security. Google has been able to control spam a lot better. Google has been able to befriend SEO specialists like me a little bit better because it got worse. They didn't like SEOs. We're taking business away from them because instead of people bidding for their search ads, they just go to us and rank organically.
Yeah,
So
and you
we-
guys beat the system. You
Correct. But then they realize they need us because
Yeah.
we do good work and we make the web a better place.
Yeah.
So they're now giving us a little bit more support, which is really good. But Google generally has changed more on their other verticals, like self-driving cars and their new flagship phone, which is Pixel.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Those verticals, they have more changes there.
Yeah.
Definitely more significant changes.
But the whole algorithm side, I mean, has it improved a
Right.
lot since?
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned less spam
Yeah.
and things like that. But how
Right.
about in terms of, just organizing this volume, this huge amount of data?
Right. So with search, how they changed is the best way they changed is to combat spam, and then localize everything. So if you're in Minnesota, what are the most relevant searches to you in Minnesota? If you're in Quezon City, what are the most relevant searches to you in Quezon City compared to Makati, compared to Parañaque? Localizing has been a big factor. That's the pigeon update, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Google likes animals. They name
Yeah.
all their algorithm releases as animals. The hummingbird, RankBrain. And they incorporated RankBrain, which is an artificial intelligence inside their algorithm. So now their algorithm is able to learn how people use words and the velocity between words, meaning how do you say it? The relevance
Yeah.
between words.
Yeah.
So now when you say Moscow, Google now identifies that as an entity, and it is the capital of Russia.
Yeah.
So
But amazing, no? I mean, all these changes in Google must keep people like you on your toes, no? Because
Yeah.
it's completely changing. As you said, even this week there was this big change, this big
Right.
improvement they announced,
Yep.
and people like you in this SEO game
Yep.
must be, you have to keep abreast of all
right,
these changes.
right. We're always up on our asses. That's
Because
what we say.
yeah, I mean, your clients demand it,
Yep.
and their needs demand it, no?
Yes.
And
But then
to give them the best service.
But then the bright side is
Yeah.
our clients have been with us for years. They always need us because if you want to stay ahead of the game, you're going to need good SEO people to back you up.
Yeah. Sean, we have to pause for a break, but maybe come back for a second segment and last segment. We'll talk, we have Lincoln Lim, who's the president of Toyota Motors Quezon Avenue,
Yeah.
whose company has used
SEO
SEO,
hacker.
courtesy of yourself, and has really benefited a lot
Yeah.
from search engine optimization.
Yes.
Bravo. So guys, stick around because more of the practical side naman of search engine optimization when Philippines Uncut returns. Ang bilis lang.